Alright, so now that we actually have our recording starting, we're going to redo these intros real quick. In the top right hand corner, the purple Protoss probes of Jesterhat, and the teal Zerg pieces of Kuro. Now we're going to go ahead and speed this replay up a little bit here so we can get back up to where we were. We have Jesterhat going to go ahead and throw down his wall off in the natural base. Again, do we have a drone? Okay, it's a drone for Kuro is going to go ahead and scout across the map and take a look around, see exactly what is going on his opponent's side of the map. That's basically where we were at. His gateway is on the way for Jesterhat, so he is wanting to expand behind this. Now, as I was saying, Black Pink LE. It had some quick changes. You had the Reaper jump up added in. You had on both sides of the map. There are a bunch of lovely advertisements around the map, like Nuke Cola. You also have the Nova Stripper Club, so it's like Supernova Gentleman's Club or something like that. So Kuro going to get up here and scout around and see that his opponent is not up to anything really too fishy. He's just being a Protoss. You know, he's building some pylons. You know, working in some buildings. Going home. Now, Jester might try something a little bit cheeky. Don't take my word for it just yet. But I imagine, just seeing from how he plays in the past, he might actually try a little bit of cheekiness. Spawning pool on the way, so we do have a pretty standard opening here for Zerg. That's 17 hatch, 17 gas, 17 pool. We have man's face. Yeah, I want to know what that's about. Like, this happened in a replay before as well. Like, it just didn't load the image, I guess, or reload the image. I honestly thought it changed my clan's emblem. Like, the Inside Gaming changed their emblem, but I guess not. It's just his lovely face. It looks like in control with black hair. And yeah, image. We're going to go ahead and pick up a free Probius. Looks like he is going to go ahead and move across the map with some lings. You know, try to apply a little bit of pressure to his opponent. Just a little bit. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Now, what's interesting about this map is the way it's walled off. You have the Zealot here, but if the Zealot's on hold position, you can actually just kind of dance your lings, and honestly, you can probably target down the Cybernetic core very easily until that Stalker pops out. There we go. That's much better. But yes, there was an opening here. No, says Jesterhat as the lings do run right by as you realize he left his door open. Probe's gonna get pulled, and this will clean them up, but not before a few probes do indeed get cleaned up as well. 4 probes there. 3 total loss there, 1 on the other side of the map. So, all in all, not a terrible loss. You know, just a slight mistake from Jester. Had Kuro been able to pick up on that, he probably would have been able to flood some more lings in while Jester was dealing with that aggression. His speed is about to kick in for him. We do have a layer on the way, and I imagine this is going to be Ling Bling Hydra. The composition you will end up seeing here for our steel Zerg pieces. So in the end, I mean, you're just going to see the Zerg pop out here to get some scouting done. Next we have some Adepts. Stalker going to get here and start cleaning this up. Now these Adepts can find a little bit of damage there as well. They do one-shot in tandem. If they one-shot a drone, they fire at the same time on the same one. But in the end, I mean, both players is playing a very passive game. The lair is done for Kuro. He doesn't have any Evo chambers just yet. Imagine he'll add them on very soon. I do know Zergs have a tendency to take the upgrades kind of late in some cases. Like, I'll see Zergs at like 10 minutes into the game on no upgrades still, whereas like Tarek could be on like 1-1. But Zerg could just remax or max out so fast when they need to. The upgrades really don't matter for them until it starts to get later and later when they realize they're going to get out DPS very easily. When upgrades are not there. Same goes for Protoss. Protoss also will stay on upgrades or no upgrades for a little while. So they start to add in that +1 melee, +1 ground weaponry. Now, again, no third base just yet from either player. I mean, I would like to see a third here from Kuro very soon. Or to get this saturated. It looks like he wants to pour on some aggression. here soon as well. I mean, there's might be Hydra time. Something Loco, if you guys have ever watched Loco, definitely uses every now and then a Zerg. It basically hits right, like really well, right before your opponent maxes out with anything they can really do to counter this. And you can very easily Bane Bust his front base as well. No third for Jester to really get sniped out. Jester really doesn't have any vision on the map besides that observer that just died. He really has no idea where his opponent's army is right now. These things are hanging out outside now. I'm going to go ahead and morph in some Banelings. Looks like he wants to break the front. Charge is on the way for Jester. There is a really fun charge lot build you can do. Very difficult to hold, especially if you don't scout it as a Zerg. He looks like he's just going to go ahead and break the front with these Banelings. Wait for centrifugal hooks, which gives Jester plenty of time to get some army out as well. I don't agree with the situation for Kuro. I mean, okay, I was about to say, don't wait, mate. Just go for it. I mean, get up here, break your opponent's base up wide open. Go ahead and start knocking down the Cybernetics core as well. You do unpower 3 gateways there and a shield battery. This is really good aggression here from Kuro. He's going to be able to get in and start finding some damage. Pick off an Immortal as well. The warp in the Stalkers down here. There were 3 gateways still powered, so he will be able to warp in some reinforcements to deal with this. But Jester is going to have to get this base back up and running. Definitely going to warp in 2 pylons this time. As I said, I do believe this gateway will still be unpowered if you warped in there. And this is where I would like to see the Cybernetics core get picked off. I mean, if you're going to run those Banelings in there, you wasted a lot of Banelings trying to kill that one pylon. If you just ran in there and then sniped your way in, got us surrounded with the Cybernetics core, you would have done a lot more damage, Kuro. Kuro? Well, Kuro sounds right. Because at that point, you would be killing off your opponent's tech. Now, charge looks like it did just finish up. Yep. The charge is done. Which means charge rods against Hydras, watching the charge rods actually do come into play. Hydras will actually start to lose out quite a bit, especially if you're getting +1 melee. Okay, he's getting +1 missile attack finally. He doesn't have his Hydra speed yet. Oh yeah, yes he does. I stand corrected. I missed that on the production tab, I apologize. Now, on the other side of the map, however, Jesterhat does get his base back up and running. He is adding on more and more Immortals. Going to start warping in some more Stalkers. I think you really need to start adding on some more charge lots. You did pick up charge there, so charge lot should be the way to go here. Going to go ahead and add in that Twilight Council as well. However, Zerg is going to go ahead and finish up their 3rd base. Jester is getting his 3rd base up and running as well. So we're going into that 3-base game. We're going to start reaching that point where Protoss can just start to max out very, very easily. You play 2 passive against Protoss, and this is what you're going to get. But now, this is one of those matchups also as well, where if you play 2 passive against Zerg, Zerg can max out, and this is what you're going to get. This crazy aggression that comes out, and you won't be able to stop it. But Jester trying to get Blink out. He whipped in a bunch of Adepts there. With no Resonating Glaives, I really would like to see Resonating Glaives added on, especially if you're going to go into Adepts. The Immortal here going to get surrounded. It should indeed get cleaned up once again. It's going to be close. He will end up living. That Immortal. 5 kills at 20 HP in a dream. Stays alive. Meanwhile, Kuro is postured up here. He's going to have to wait for some more reinforcements before he pushes in. If he's going to wait for that +1 melee and that +1 range to finish up the hit here with kind of a 1-1-0 timing. Which should be able to do quite a bit of damage. I mean, DPS on Hydra is absolutely insane. However, the +1 ground weaponry and the +1 armor for Jester does finish up, which is going to prompt him to move out as well. Which does kind of catch both players in kind of an awkward position. I mean, the Hydras are here. There is way more DPS here from the Zerg army, and that might just be enough to actually kill Jesterhat. He is having to reinforce with some Zealots. I mean, there's no... Warp the gateways and start warping in Zealots, mate. That's what you need right now. Use the Lurkers in the mix here. For Kuro, he's going to be able to just lay these right down at the front. Your charge rods are going to come down here and get chewed up. I mean, you don't have the Immortals now. You don't have any way to really push into this army. You don't even have Storm or any Templar here to storm with. But this is one of those awkward situations. Why would you run your Hydras away? Run the Hydras back to the Lurkers. Make the Lurkers kill them. That's alright. I mean, Kuro is going to go ahead and max out with 17 more Hydras and be able to push across the map once more. Jesterhat just like kind of in an awkward situation where he now has charge on Immortal. He doesn't even have any way to detect these observer here to detect where these lurkers actually are. Is there an observer still out? It's here now, so he will be able to push down here and clean up his army very, very easily. But that will take care of the lurkers. That is going to prompt an infestation pit and +2 upgrades to come out here for Kuro. Now, one thing I would like to see is some lings added on here. If you're going to go up to that +2 melee, you go ahead and add in some lings. Believe it or not, lurkers actually use a ranged attack. It's not a melee with their spines, it is a ranged attack. But you already have the upgrades you need, so if you start adding on carapace here. Now, Jesterhat is in a very awkward situation. Because he has some Archons in the main, sure. I don't think these Archons are actually getting up. I don't think about it. But he's in a situation in which he doesn't have Storm. And he doesn't have like really any upgrades to really deal with this. He doesn't have the Immortal count. He doesn't have the Zealots out here to deal with this. And no Tempest on the map as well. Like, Tempest is also a really great counter to Lurkers. But again, so looks like Kuro's going to go over here and be able to snipe out this 4th base. Things. The Linglongs are going to come in here and kill this, cancel the Nexus. Bring Jester down in an awkward situation of 3 base. I love when I get a phone call in the middle of a stream. It's super awkward. Go ahead and turn down the, whatchamacallit for that reason. But here we go. Jesterhat going to go ahead and move out down here to this southern position to see if he can find a position to take a fight. Now, the Archons in this mix will just chew right through these Hydras very, very easily. Lurkers are already in position, however, so he will be able to take a very commanding fight with these Lurkers, especially having that +2 range upgrade done. And just like that, the Zealot army is just getting shredded, as well as these Archons are also getting shredded very, very quickly. A warp in here on top of these Lurkers, not the best place to warp in. I imagine Jester's really start going to have to think about a tech swap at some point. Woot, says Jesterhat. Oh, woof, says Jesterhat. Woof, he says as he realizes, yeah, he kind of up there. That is going to go ahead and prompt this army to move out across the map. Did have a voicemail there come in, so I will check this after this game. But right now, this game is what is most important. So Jesterhat, now once again on the defensive side of things here is +3 or 3/3 is on the way, as well as Adrenal Glands. The Hive did finish up for Kuro. We do have the Hydras in out. But he has the tech to just kill off his opponent right here and now. He's going to want to wait for that 3/3. That is also prompting Jester. He's going to be able to move up to 3/3 or 3/2. Here we go. Jester going to move down this ramp. Or Kuro going to move down this ramp. The Lurkers on the high ground. He's going to be able to get in here and start killing off probes. It is going to pick off the pylon as well. As the damage is being done. He's just going to run right back to these Lurkers. Jester's just going to back up immediately. Like, Lurkers are a scary unit, mate. Like, especially once you have to deal with them. Like, in a headlong fight. They're a very, very scary tech choice. The more Charizards being warped in, especially if you don't have the Immortals. We actually knocked it down. It looks like Jesterhat's going to try and force an awkward base trade. I don't know, man. I don't like that decision. I mean, how Kuro responds. I mean, he does have Lings out. He has more Hydras rallying across the map. And Jester just basically say, if your army's across the map, why don't I just go across the map? And move, get over here and see exactly what we could do. I mean, you think you start killing off Overlords, but here we go. The base trade is going to commence. I mean, I do believe Protoss should end up winning this. Especially with the entire army is there across the map, but especially mostly based on building count. There's more buildings here for Protoss. Just actually going to run his probes away south. He does have enough to rebuild a nexus. Where he's going to choose to do that. Probably in his bottom right-hand corner. One base is going to get picked off here for Kuro. So he is down to 3 mining bases left. His main base is about to mine out here very shortly as well. So this base trade... Natural hatchery going to get taken out. Drones are also getting cleaned up. But all the warp gates are slowly becoming unpowered here, so it's going to be really a race against time, or just overall. I don't think Jester quite wins this. I mean, he has a Nexus in the bottom right, sure. But at the same time, his opponent does have his base up here in the corner. It is finally going to get spotted by these observers sacrificing themselves. Meanwhile, Kuro is also going to go ahead and throw down an expansion in the top left-hand corner. Now, this is the only last mining base that was available to Kuro. All the drones did just get cleaned up there. Everything in the main base is going to get cleaned up as well. And at this point, you don't even need to leave these here, mate. You can actually just pull your zealots out of here. And the creep should end up killing all these creep timbers. So now we'll actually have to kill those. Now, it looks like Jester might actually end up winning this base race. I mean, this Nexus is all that's left. If he can find the last base for Kuro and kill it, he wins the game. I mean, in the top left-hand corner where he doesn't have any vision. And Kuro should indeed end up winning this base trade very, very easily. Except, hold on, Jesterhat went ahead and warped in 6 more pylons. He's trying to stay in this game. He's figuring it out. He's figuring it out. He's going to move up to the north here, and he's going to find the last base of Kuro. Wait, there's another base of Kuro! Both players having to bank to just keep throwing down Nexi everywhere, or hatcheries. Just a sign of not spending your money, kids. Spend your money. This isn't real life. We don't save our money, we spend it. Anyway, Jesterhat going to come down here. He might have to, if he can just defend this, I think he wins the game. I mean, he defends against his opponent's army. He very, very easily wins the game. As he has no way, he has enough for 3 pylons left. That is it. He's got enough for 3 pylons left on the map. So he has to fight his opponent's army right here and now. These zealots did take a very convincing fight. The Archon's finally going to join this engagement and trap the last of the Hydras right here against this wall, and that should be it. As this is still a very powerful Protoss army, and there's only 1 base left. Now, here's the problem, though. Ready? Ready? Where's the detection? How do you deal with lurkers with no detection? I mean, but you can easily should just be able to walk right in here and just kill this base very, very quickly. Especially with 3-2 upgrades on your Protoss army. Now, both players do have 3-3. Actually, he didn't even get 3-3. Jesterhat got canceled out. There's 3-3 to 2-2, but the armor upgrade here is actually really going to save him. Warp Prism does find this last base. There is a spawning pool on the way. Jesterhat, you can't warp in. You have no way to warp in. Also, get your probes mining. The Nexus is still there. Why are your probes not mining right now? Go mine. But GG is going to get called out as he is just going to walk right here and focus down the last hatchery and the last spawning pool of Kuro. So game number 1 going to Jesterhat in a very entertaining base trade there. As we're going to go ahead and move into game number 2. Here, the JSO weekly recap of week 3. You know, game number 2, going to Odyssey LE. We're definitely seeing some trends here. I mean, of where everybody goes in the next game. Spawning into the bottom right-hand corner, currently up 1-0 in the series. The purple Protoss pieces. He goes by the name of Jesterhat. And in the top left-hand corner, the teal Zerg pieces. He goes by the name of Kuro from the 16th squad. Okay, guys, if I ever mispronounce a name, I apologize. It's really, really interesting to try and pronounce. Especially when they're, like, not from, like, EU or American regions. Or English-speaking regions, and they're, like, German and so forth. So game number 2, I'm a little bit curious to see exactly what Jesterhat might have in store for us. As he did win game number 1 on a base trade, making a decision just to march across the map, realized he couldn't exactly fight the army of Kuro game number 1, so he just went for it. He went for the base trade, and in the end, he managed to out DPS his opponent and trap the last of the army of Kuro as it tried to kill off his last base, basically. It looks like we're going to see some very standard play once more out of both players. Odyssey LE. Yes, you're making it gets a full scout of this Zerg base. Don't want any cheeky spawning pools popping up anywhere, you know. The proxy spawning pool is a thing. Not really, but you know, proxy spawning pool is why not. Kuro also went ahead and scouted as well. So both players know exactly how their opponent is going to open up. Curious to see exactly what Kuro decides to do to get this damage off. Like, what does he decide to go into? A gas steal? No gas steal. Yeah. Probius making sure he gets a full scout. Make sure he sees that hatchery pop up. And you know, he just makes sure there's nothing hidden anywhere. Both players are really trying to, you know, play that game. It's like, oh, no one playing too cheeky so far. Yeah, just also scouting around his main, make sure there's nothing too cheeky hidden around. Now this pylon here, it's actually a pretty interesting pylon because it can be used to hide a lot of tech. It gives vision, but it also can be hiding tech. Let's see what he decides to throw down here. He's gonna go for another gas. Getting some zealots out. Making sure he doesn't leave a hole in his wall this time. Now we do have some lings making their way across the map here for Kuro. Hey, he's immediately going into that Roach Warren. Going to miss or skip out on the speed. He says, yeah, I don't need that metabolic boost. Why do I need healthy lings? I just, you know, I'd much rather have the roaches. As he is in a very good position to use, bringing some Ravagers or dropping that Corrosive Bile. Now, I would like to see a little bit more pressure on these Cybernetics cores, especially since there's a lot to attack there. You know, you can pull first and get across the map and kill that Cybernetics core warping in. But it kind of puts us in a, you know, one of those situations where like, oh man, kill Zealots against Lings? Yeah, I mean, sure, that works. You have a Stargate being added on. The Jesterhat definitely kind of reading in. I mean, he really doesn't know about the Roach Warren, but he's kind of blind. He's just straight up blind countering his opponent by going for the Stargate. There's Void Rays versus Roaches. I do believe Void Rays win. Now, Deja Vu, if you, yeah, as you say, Deja Vu. Once again here for the Jesterhat. I mean, we did see something similar to this on Battle on the Boardwalk. I did believe week 1. In which he, had a Void Ray army. All he had to do was recall. He would have killed the Roach army of his Zerg opponent. He would have ended up winning that game. But, again, exactly what he has in store for us. Start a Void Ray. Void Ray, the Stargate's done. There's Void Ray. Now, again, I was talking about metas earlier a little bit, and the Phoenix Adept meta is one that's kind of been phased out. It was one that was really popular against Terran. But I imagine Phoenix Adept could work really, really well against Zerg, especially if you scout that, you know, that Roach Warren. You know, you go with Adepts, you go Phoenixes, have a very mobile army. One that can put out quite a bit of DPS and, you know, just zone out a lot as well. The utility it brings, the damage it brings is a very good composition. That Phoenix Adept. Stalker over here trying frantically to reach that Overlord. Can't reach it. It's actually, I think it's trapped back here now. No, I think you get through. So the first Void Ray does pop out, and Jesterhat loves them Void Rays. And now you're going to see another Void Ray added on, and another Void Ray. I was a little bit curious to see exactly how this game ends up going. Because especially since he lost to this kind of idea before, you know, his opponent just built a whole bunch of roaches. I walked him across the map and wound up killing him. I mean, there's no... Lair is done, so he has the opportunity to get Hydras out here as well. For that Hydra Roach composition. Which will add in some anti-air, but again, is it going to be enough? Like, is there enough here for Zerg to really just combat the Void Rays of Jesterhat, who's up to 3 Void Rays? The Skill Rays! Spoopy. Kind of of hanging back. Now, see, the problem with what Jester's doing here with hanging back and trying to get a critical amount of Void Rays is the Hydra Den. The Hydra Den finishes first before you can get to that 6, 7, 8 Void Ray. Where you can have that damage, you know, to really just combat the Roach composition. But once the Hydras start kicking in, you are just going to have to figure out how to fight around them. From depths moving across the map, Void Ray is also going to join in this little skirmish coming up. I don't know about this decision, mate. These Adepts are getting here way sooner than the Void Rays. And there's Roaches here, there's Queens here. They're already catching your army, they're already killing it off. The Shade isn't going to finish it all. The Queens are going to get fried here, sure. Transfuse? Hope he's not going to transfuse a Queen. Oh, Kuro probably just went, oh crap, there's Void Rays. That's fine, I'll just build Hydras, mate. Out pop the Hydra. It's going to start DPSing down these Void Rays very, very quickly. One Void Ray does end up falling. The second Void Ray is going to end up falling. Just like that, you know, you lost all your Void Rays. Now, as Protoss, what do? I mean, you just lost a lot of resources there. A lot. You just lost 1,200 total resources. And trying to make this Void Ray idea work. I mean, if you're going to go Sky Terran now, or Sky Toss, now is the time to start adding in the barriers before the Hydra Ball gets across the map. But you don't need gateways, you need to start adding in, maybe expand again, make a third base, you know, get that fleet beacon down. The fleet beacon! So that way you can indeed and just straight up, you know, fight this army a little bit more effectively. Yeah, first gateway going to get targeted down here, not going after that Siren X core, which means Stalkers can still be built, Depths can still be built, at least for a little bit longer here. Void Ray is going to join the fight, Zealot's going to walk out awkwardly, but I do believe Zerg just has more here, especially with the next pack of Hydras moving across the map. But they will just have a lot more DPS in which they can actually just knock down these Void Rays very, very easily. And as Kuro just micro back against the Zealots. Fight anything on the ground with the Roaches, and these Hydras are going to be able to march right in here and knock down these Void Rays. Which means he will end up securing himself game number 2 very, very easily as Jesterhat is trying to get anything he can out here to defend. But he will not, it would be building Stalkers anymore. Only building slow Zealots. Charge is about to just finished. But there is an opportunity here, but the Zealot count just not high enough to combat this army. The DPS one is just absolutely through the roof right now. That should close out game number 2 here. The old GG is called out, and that will tie the series up at 1 apiece, as we will be going to a game number 3. In this Group E matchup. We are back, guys, for another gold versus gold matchup by the looks of it in Group 3. For Group E, match number 3. Spawning into the top left-hand corner of Catalyst LE is your purple Protoss pieces. He goes by the name of Jesterhat. Look at them purple probes. And in the bottom right-hand corner, his opponent, the teal Zerg pieces. He goes by the name of Kuro. Alright, so now you're tied at 1 apiece. I'm a little curious who decides to be that cheekier player here and do something super cheeky. Game number 3. I mean, in the end, the league is all about having that fun, you know. But winning is nice. Winning is very nice. But it is supposed to be a very fun league, fun and competitive. Actually going to go ahead down here for Kuro, so he is going to go for that natural expansion. We are going to see a bit of macro up from both players once again. A little curious to see who takes the series. I mean, again, Jesterhat tried going for the Void Rays, but lost out in the end to just Roaches and some Hydras. For now, will he try for a similar style, or will he go for more just like a straight up aggression, or go for a quick timing attack type of deal? As you know, game number 3 is always one of those ones where both players start to go, yeah, I should take it a little bit easier, a little bit slower here, and try and turtle this up, or maybe just pour on the pressure. I mean, it really just depends on the player's mindset. Catalyst LE is a newer map in the map pool. As I always point out, there are rocks around the map, but you can kill them off and open up map very easily. Choke out maybe a base down here, your opponent expands too. But overall, Catalyst LE is a map that is extremely well put together. Like, it's a very balanced map. It really doesn't favor too many sides, I would say. It really just comes down to positioning on how you take the fights. So in the end, I imagine seeing this map stick around next season. Things are going to go ahead and pop out and start to apply a little bit of pressure. Probius holding down the fort. Wings. Okay, no, it's one space there. Like, so it might be just enough space for a Ling to slip underneath that warp gate or gateway warping in. Cybernetics core. Probius can go ahead and start mining now. Anyway, wall off is complete for Jester, so any kind of Ling aggression really shouldn't get any damage done. Shield batteries being added on and a roach horn for Kuro. So now Kuro is just saying, yeah, that seemed to work pretty well last time. Don't need speed, let's go for the roaches again. See exactly what Jester has to go for. He has to go for the robotics facility. I like this decision a little bit more. We're going to be able to get that and warp Prism out, you know, use it to harass your opponent, use it to reinforce your army. Also get the Immortals out here. And it just comes down to exactly what both players end up doing. I mean, PvZ is a matchup I really hate. I try to play super aggressive in if I ever off races either. Like if I off races Zerg, I'll do like a pull first and try to get the Cybernetics core sniped out against a Protoss. But Kuro gonna go ahead and move out across the map. Get over here and see exactly what he can get done with these few Lings. We have the 3-minute safety spores coming down here and a 4-minute safety spores, so no oracles can really get any cheeky damage done. Twilight Council being added on here as well for Jesterhat, so he looks like he wants to get up into that charge tech, possibly that blink tech. Result is here going to be like, hey, what's up, Lings? Thanks for walking into the butcher. Or we can now just start chopping you up to pieces and make some meat for us later. We love Zerg meat. There's plenty of it. You guys just keep coming. So overall, it's a very quiet game. You know, both players just trying to tech up. You know, not too much aggression. We do have resonating blades on the way here. The gateway explosion. So it looks like Jesterhat is going to go ahead in with this that 7 gate. Did you just? Alright, well Jesterhat, great micro from Jesterhat there, canceling all his gateways and we're warping in. That's going to slow down his aggression a little bit. And also that could end up costing him here. I mean, not having any army out for this type of aggression just very end up costing you in the end. Roach speed about to kick in. We do just have some roach pressure coming out here. 2 adepts. This zealot are not going to be enough to stop this aggression. Yeah, you know, these gateways can be done by now, Jesterhat, but you know, when you go and cancel all your gateways, makes you sloppy. Now, he's going to warp in a couple more depths. Now, he does have a warp prism coming out, which can make this a little bit easier to micro. And, you know, use it kind of like a blink type deal. Bundling Claws coming out as well. I don't know where this game is going, but is there Burrow? Is Burrow done? No, there's no Burrow out yet for Kuro. Now, Kuro, you have to have Burrow to use Tumbling Claws. They'll start Burrow up here shortly. Wait, Depths are going to go ahead and shade out across the map. Roaches are going to pressure in here and try and get down this Cybernetics core. The Zealot going to end up getting picked off. The Depths all just shaded away. They're going to have to come back up and defend here from behind. They don't have that added benefit of the shield battery. But the warp gates at the front now unpowered. At least there's warp gates in the main base. This Stalker. Hey you, get over here and do some damage. Your friends need your help. Your Depths are going to shade away and try and find some damage on the other side of the map. Just stay alive as long as they can. A couple pilots being warped in here to try and repower this front. They'll wall off and buy some time. But Jesterhat, what are you doing? You need to warp in some army, mate. Come on. These warp gates are ready to roll. You just Are you throwing this? Are you in disbelief right now? It's not supply capped at all. I mean, he could definitely warp in here. What is he waiting on? I don't. Is he trying to? Oh, there it is. Okay, he warped in on the other side of the map. I was like, you need to warp it back home to defend though. Zerg now has defender's advantage. And you have nothing back home. He's in here. He just unpowered all your gateways yet again. And you're trying to get damage done. If you somehow win this off the depth regression alone, I'll be really, really surprised here. Because the roaches in the main, we got another base trade. A very awkward base trade. We're going to go after the probes once again. So you're just trying to keep this probes alive earlier. Shade away into the main base now for these adepts. These adepts starting to find a lot of damage as well. We're up to 15 drones killed so far. All the drones are being just picked off one at like little bits at a time. But guys, this is it. This is all Jesterhat has to his name. He hasn't been able to repower these gateways at all. He's gonna be supply capped. This stalker is still awkwardly like, yep, I'm at important duties here to patrol this sector. Sector secured, sir. So these roaches are going to chase these adepts away once again. Now, AG are going to get called out, and Jester realizing that he made a big mistake in trying to warp in on the other side of the map. Sure, he got a lot of damage done, but he stopped mining. He was not mining back home after that. He wasn't mining in his natural. And this is going to secure Kuro a 2-1 game or series here in Group E. Guys, there is still another 3 groups left to go, so we are not done quite yet. However, I need a break. I need to find some drink real quick. We'll be right back with you guys for another series.